Now we are underway. Auttumn Norton in the white, Erin Harpe in the black.
Harpe is moving forward very fast, really trying to close in. Oh, wow.
Use those strikes to try to get a takedown now. Clinched up. We talk all day about her Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu prowess, but turning on the strikes here early.
And you can see Norton's working for that clinch, grabbing the head there and trying to get away. Looks like she's had a little damage to, again, I'm calling liver shots today, but it looked like she got hit there pretty well. But, you know, Norton charging in like she did before the bell. She's a former corrections officer, and she said she's really not scared of anyone.
How can you be after doing that line of work for many years?
And Erin Harpe very eager with that takedown in the beginning, and when Norton was back up to her feet, you know, she tried to maintain that clinch, but they were able to, or they split apart. Now she's at range. Ooh, big overhand.
So Harpe answering with some punches immediately.
Harpe's got big movement on the outside. Nice fakes and feints there.
Harpe wanted to make up for lost time, turned pro back in 2015, had a knee injury, kept her out of competition for a very long time, and we're seeing her get back to action tonight in an aggressive way. Coming up on 90 seconds down here in this first round.
You can see head movement from Norton, trying to get those fakes and feints as well. Sharp little shots. Needs to get maybe a little bit closer.
Nice jab there, finds a home for Norton. Very fast is Harpe with the combination, trying to get a single leg now. Quick right hands here in the clinch by Norton, but she is taken down. Half butterfly.
And that was well done by Harpe to go attempt after attempt with those, those takedown attempts.
See, close guard here for Norton. She opens it up. Looked like she was going to try to maybe go for a scissor sweep.
This is a good position to do some damage on somebody when they have their head buried, though. You know, with those elbows, she can really use her reach to strike, but ooh,
armbar attempt there by Norton. Harpe able to use the opportunity to pass the guard, settles inside.
Does a nice job of controlling both of the legs to get past that tip, and you can see Norton's blocking out now with that right elbow, trying to create enough space to shrink in.
Cage is a factor here. Who is it benefiting thus far? Norton kind of stuck against it, but this could also limit the offense of Harpe.
It could limit the offensive Harpe. I think this is a good position for her to deliver ground and pound more than submission attempts. I mean, she could definitely try for an armbar on that side. I think Norton should utilize the cage by either getting her back up against it and use it to climb up, and use her feet to propel herself.
Norton able to get a half guard set up.
And she's locking down the left arm of Harpe, and Harpe's attacking, you know, with her right hand. You can see Norton's now almost grabbing the cage, trying to use that cage to get herself in a position where she can get to her feet. Harpe's trying to shut down the hips and split the the posture so that she can keep control. She really needs to kind of probably pull her away from the cage there. She's actually in danger, Harpe, of being off balance right there if Norton can get that tilt or control the head there. But nice strikes to the inside. I think Harpe is very happy on the ground, clearly, and you know, she's pretty comfortable, I think, in unorthodox positions there.
And putting the pressure on Norton as well, not allowing her to use that cage to wall walk and get back to her feet.
Let's go if we want to stay there.
You can see Norton's got a good instinct there to block on the bicep with her right. Nice pull and trip. That's a really great rhythm of that.
Norton able to lock up that right leg of Harpe in a half guard.
Lock up the right leg and push on the head to try and prevent her from getting posture for big strikes. So now Harpe, you know, looking to pass, looking to hit and pass while, and avoid being tilted over, being swept.
Talk about the good base there of Erin Harpe. Norton is trying to induce a scramble, and Harpe is just having none of it. Norton able to kind of control the posture, get her close a little bit. 30 seconds remain here in this opening round.
And by locking down her arms and her head, she is keeping her, like I said, from getting, you know, posture and big strikes. The opportunity to throw elbows is there, and I think, you know, Harpe is seeing that, but she might be a little bit, you know, more eager kind of to get to that mounted position or to get, you know, to a stronger base there. I mean, actually, she's got a pretty strong base right there. She's probably trying to prevent the sweep. A lot of damage to the left leg of Norton, the outside of that.
5 minutes in the books between these bantamweights. Auttumn Norton, Erin Harpe, Invicta FC 36. Don't forget our featherweight title on the line later in our main event when Pam Sorensen takes on Caitlin Young. Round 2 underway. Auttumn Norton in the whites, Erin Harpe in the black. What a quick movement here from Norton, but she eats a leg kick.
She showed some very impressive and good instinctual counter positioning off her back there against Erin Harpe. But I can tell she probably wants to keep this on her feet for this round. She's going to look for those big strikes.
Tweet coming in from SureDog.com. Appreciate all the contributions on Twitter at Invicta Fights, at TJ DeSantis, at JulesK_fighter, hashtag Invicta FC 36. Nice right hand there by Harpe, finds a home. Seen a lot of dynamic striking from Erin Harpe. We talk a lot about her Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu game, but she said, honestly, I like hitting people.
She does. She actually said, Gina Carano was a superhero to her when she saw her fight, and I think she really wanted to kind of adopt that dynamic striking style.
It's interesting to see this new generation of athletes talk about the generation that inspired them. Who thought any of this would be possible?
I did.
Shannon Knapp did. Erin Harpe now getting in close on some offense. Off balance there for a brief moment. We'll see if Auttumn Norton can pummel on the inside.
And her cage control right there was really nice there. She used that overhook to push away and got the underhook. And now you can see she's controlling the head and spinning Harpe around, trying to keep control and keep herself from getting taken down. She really needs to get her hips away, and you can see she does that.
Auttumn Norton had an opportunity to settle in top position, but you see some respect to that ground game of Erin Harpe as she disengages. Now back at space, 3 minutes left in the second round.
I think I've said grit and control 75 times already, TJ, but we're really seeing a lot of that, especially, grit out of Auttumn Norton, kind of coming forward. She's still light on her feet. She's looking for the opportunity to get on the inside and then disengage so she doesn't get caught in the jiu-jitsu web.
Kick launched again by Harpe.
And Harpe's striking was really fun and really dynamic. There's some creativity there with her movement. You can see she wants the takedown, but I think she'd be really happy with a knockout victory.
Nice right hand. Seen that on display a few times here from Harpe.
And Norton did a good job in her response, and her head movement was a nice instinctual boxer movement right afterwards.
You see a lot of boxing technique on display by Auttumn Norton as well, and it's much more kickboxing offense from Erin Harpe.
Yeah, and I think that double round kick was super fun. I think that kicks from a longer fighter, you just you see the leg, you get hungry for it. I was rarely a longer fighter, but like in our main event tonight, we could see Caitlin Young just love it leg kicks. Nice pull.
Trying to answer the kick from Harpe is Norton with that right hand. She's got powerful hands. Stalking forward is Norton. 90 seconds remain in the round. The strikes from Harpe, I think they're still being thrown, but they're not as powerful as they were earlier in the round. I think you see Norton kind of coming alive with more offense here in this second frame.
Yeah, I think she's getting a read on where her range needs to be and where she needs to disengage in those exchanges so she doesn't get tied up. Those, long leg kicks, that's a problem. Still, I think, but she's doing a nice job of keeping her legs in motion, keeping her posture low, and I think, honestly, that left hook, faking to a left hook, could work very well for her. Nicely done by Erin Harpe.
45 seconds left. Nice left hand finds a home for Norton. Corner of Norton saying that Harpe is tired. Trying to will their fighter to move forward, maybe make something happen in the final 20 seconds.
you know, and she does keep walking her down, and she's doing that little leg trip, or excuse me, that kind of the kick, the shuffle, ball change, Muhammad Ali shuffle there. Oh, nice exchanges there. It's a nice way of saying, hey, I'm still light on my feet, I'm still in this, but really nice exchange from both of them right there. Big shot.
Left hand find a home for Auttumn Norton. 10 minutes in the books between these bantamweights. Auttumn Norton, Erin Harpe. Erin Harpe immediately takes the center of the octagon.
And yeah, just like in the first round, she's charging forward, but you know, you saw in the second round, she was put into backwards motion. Nice takedown.
And a lot of time here for this Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu wizard to work. Close guard for Auttumn Norton. We saw Norton earlier in the fight go for an armbar. She does have submissions off of her back. And she's throwing some offense of her own, but it's punches.
She is, and you can see Harpe wants to get to the inside and kind of control those biceps or get her hands in a good position where she can force the legs to open up and she can force the pass. Auttumn Norton is using, there's a lot of abdominal reach that kind of goes with that, trying to lengthen the body and get that extension so you can get good strikes in and you can get your hips in a position where they can move back and forth.
Norton, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu blue belt underneath a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu world champion. But it is mixed martial arts. It's different. We've seen blue belts in MMA tap out black belts. I remember we saw Kevin Burns do it to Juan Carnero in the UFC with a triangle choke, and it really can't be understated. Mixed martial arts is the level playing field for grapplers and mixed martial artists. And right now we see a scramble. Norton again, now trying to maybe frame up a triangle, but not able to get that left leg under control.
Not able to do that, but she was able to use that positioning to off-balance her opponent and get back to a controlled position. Somebody's bleeding.
There is some blood. I'm not sure.
I think it's Norton's nose, teacher.
Okay, Norton's nose.
Look at the way she's controlling the head, though. She was pushing on the head. That can prevent the pass. You can see, ooh, that's a lot of blood. Trying
to work a knee shield here is Norton. Kind of sneaking some elbows as well. Battered and bloodied is Auttumn Norton, but still fighting.
All of her victories as an amateur have come via stoppage. So, you know, she's definitely in, she really wants to get a finish here. And when you see blood, when judges see blood, you know, you kind of wonder what they're going to say. Look, I really like the way, excuse me, talking over myself, but Erin Harpe is setting up that pass. That was so lovely.
Now in full side, 2.5 minutes plus to work.
And I think Erin Harpe herself knows it's pretty important to get a finish here, too, on the ground. If they go back to their feet, she could be a bit more tired. And fighting somebody with good defense on the ground can be exhausting. Nice mount transition.
Getting some word that the blood came from a knee that she took on the floor. Hopefully we can take a look at that. Arm isolated here, top position, 2 minutes to work. Now maybe sitting off to the side, maybe gonna go for a triangle choke submission maybe, but that's a nice elbow. Out the back door goes Auttumn Norton. But credit to Erin Harpe for able to stay in control here, not letting her get back to her feet.
And you can see the way Norton frames and pushes away. You know, Erin Harpe's trying to write that out, but when she gets her feet on the hips, she's able to get some pretty, you know, she's able to basically withstand some offensive, some strong offense. It makes Harpe kind of have to crouch in there, bury in, and try to control the hips a little bit. And although she's in top position, and she is the one who drew blood, she's still, you know, she definitely wants that finish. You can see, looks like almost trying to set up a head and arm choke with that dive forward.
Yeah, it looked like Norton was going to try to stand up there, but Harpe aggressively moved forward and was able to get in this half guard. Now back to full guard. You got to admire the effort from Auttumn Norton off of her back with these strikes, but it's maybe too little too late. I think she needs to make something happen here. This third round, a lot riding on it in the final minute.
I might actually push against that, TJ. I think she's doing exactly what she needs to off her back, besides getting back up to her feet and forcing it. You know, but that's a hard thing to do against a jiu-jitsu brown belt. I think that Well, I'm just admiring the fight from both of these two, honestly. They're both displaying really great technique in different ways. The inside control and the way that Auttumn Norton is trying to control the head and then trying to control the hips from the bottom. It is defensive, but it's strong defense, and she's getting her strikes in too.
100%. You worry about the judges, though. It's very difficult to win a round when you're off your back, even if you are throwing strikes, but never say never. Final 20 seconds here in the fight.
And if I were Harpe, I would be posturing up right now and trying to give those big elbow shots, trying to put, a stamp on my top position, get that big damage in there, see if I can get, 10 seconds finish.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance, we go to the scorecards. Here are your score totals. Judge at Octagon side, Kevin Champion scores the contest 29-28 for Harpe. Judge Greg DeFilbus scores it 29-28 for Norton. And Judge Stephen Graham scores the bout 29-27 for your winner by split decision, Erin!